I got married on a Sunday, felt like a dream come true. But by Monday morning I saw a different view. I was introduced to her friends, thought it was a sign. But come Tuesday she disappeared, leaving me behind.
Dear listeners, welcome to another delightful episode of Romance Ever After. I'm Roger Heilig, your ever-charming host, and I'm here to sweep you off your feet with enthralling stories of love and romance from the movies. In today's episode, we'll take a thrilling voyage into the rich, sumptuous world of Crazy Rich Asians. We'll go deep into the wonderful romance, laugh-out-loud humor, and dramatic twists and turns that have made this gem of a film a contemporary masterpiece. So, whether you're a hopeless romantic or just interested in the glitz and glam, stay tuned as we reveal the magic behind one of the most talked about romantic comedies of all time. Today we're going into the bright world of Crazy Rich Asians, a contemporary romantic comedy that captivated audiences with its wealth, humor, and obvious appeal. Buckle up, listeners, because this isn't just any love story. It's a whirlwind tour of the opulent, glamorous world of the insanely wealthy. The love story between Rachel Chu, Constance Wu, and Nick Young, Henry Golding, is central to the film Crazy Rich Asians. Rachel is a smart, independent economics professor based in New York. She is the epitome of a modern woman. Confident, accomplished, and grounded. Nick, on the other hand, is pleasant and modest, but he has a secret that will soon flip Rachel's life upside down. The intrigue thickens when Nick invites Rachel to join him in Singapore for his best friend's wedding. It's an invitation loaded with the promise of a romantic retreat that rapidly turns into a magnificent expedition through Singapore's upper echelons. When they arrive, Rachel realizes Nick is more than just a lover. He's Asia's Prince Harry, descended from one of the continent's wealthiest and most prominent families. To properly appreciate these character journeys and the breathtaking cinematography, get your copy of Crazy Rich Asians from Amazon. To obtain your copy now, go to amazon.2/3L22Eyes. It's a must-see that will keep you enthralled from beginning to end. Rachel is forced into a world of unimaginable luxury, complete with opulent residences, expensive parties, and private jets. However, underneath the glamour comes a network of familial expectations and a society rooted in tradition. Rachel quickly discovers she must deal with not just the societal glitter, but also Nick's mother, Eleanor Young, played by the powerful Michelle Yeoh. Eleanor is the picture of a watchful, no-nonsense matriarch. She is both frightening and strongly committed to her family's legacy. As Rachel navigates this complex environment, she meets a variety of colorful personalities. On one end of the range is Do-Peak Len, Rachel's college classmate, portrayed by the delightful Awkwafina, who gives much-needed comedic relief as well as an insider's look at the ultra-wealthy's lives. On the other side, there are characters like Astrid Leong, Nick's sophisticated cousin, played by Gemma Chan, who, despite her calm facade, struggles with her own personal problems, bringing dimension to the story. Crazy Rich Asians stands out as a romantic comedy with an ensemble cast that brings a variety of narrative lines to life, but it's Rachel's path of self-discovery and acceptance that keeps the picture grounded. The film expertly combines its love core with its examination of complicated familial connections and cultural differences. It's not only about boy meets girl, it's about what happens when the boy's world is filled with expectations that the girl can't understand. The film's romantic tension is not based on the typical will they or won't they cliché. Instead, it is expressed in Rachel and Nick's attempt to connect their worlds while being themselves. From the sparkling parties to the heartbreaking moments of uncertainty and confrontation, each scene is skillfully constructed to heighten both the humor and the drama. What distinguishes Crazy Rich Asians is its unique, vivid take on the rom-com genre. It's a modern-day fairy tale peppered with just the right amount of humor. The film's modernity is not only evident in its varied cast and locale, but also in its throbbing heart. A woman who dares to confront her anxieties and a guy who supports her in her search for authenticity. The film also includes a social commentary on the lives of the rich elite, while keeping its romantic and humorous components front and center. This blend, along with director John M. Chu's lavish imagery and the film's decadent soundtrack, produces a bizarre yet intensely human mood. The sets and surroundings serve not only as a background, but practically as characters in their own right, adding to the tale with their grandeur. All of these components combine to create Crazy Rich Asians, an outstanding film in the romantic comedy genre. It's more than just a boy meets girl story. It's a celebration of love, culture, and identity, all wrapped up in a package that's both poignant and amusing. Stay tuned as we look further into the individuals that make this narrative genuinely unique, as well as the many layers that elevate Crazy Rich Asians to the status of modern romantic classic. Next, we'll take a deeper look at the individuals that bring this story to life, our primary characters and their epic adventures. The characters in Crazy Rich Asians spring off the screen, impressing us with their complexities, charisma, and intricate relationships. Let's dig right into this intriguing combination. First, we meet our main woman, Rachel Chu, played excellently by Constance Wu. Rachel is an economics professor at NYU who enjoys game theory and has a kind, personable personality. She's quintessentially adorable, having been reared by a single mother who instilled in her a strong, independent personality and unyielding ambition. Throughout the film, we follow Rachel's journey of self-discovery and perseverance, particularly when she faces the perplexing world of Singaporean high society. Her initial reaction to the luxury and opulence is both amusing and profoundly moving. Nonetheless, Rachel does not allow herself to be overwhelmed. Instead, she fearlessly confronts the maze of societal expectations and familial obligations, demonstrating her resilience and intellect. Let's go on to Nick Young, who Henry Golding depicts as a dashing, princely love interest. Nick is more than simply a rich heir. He's a study in contrasts. On the one hand, he is the obedient son of a distinguished family, expected to respect family tradition and dignity. Nick, on the other hand, is contemporary, thoughtful, and completely in love with Rachel, prepared to go against society standards for her. Throughout the film, we observe Nick's internal conflict between his feelings for Rachel and his obligations to his family. His maturation is modest but substantial, notably his growing recognition that true pleasure and love can necessitate tough sacrifices. The chemistry between Rachel and Nick is undeniably electric. Their love story is passionate yet accessible, with hardships that put the strength of their relationship to the test. Scenes like their fight during the mahjong game demonstrate the depth of their bond and mutual respect. They have a magnetic draw that is only enhanced by their shared ideals and steadfast support for one another. Next, we see Eleanor Young, Nick's powerful mother, performed with grace and seriousness by Michelle Yeoh. Eleanor is the embodiment of strength and traditionalism, entwined in a complex web of family lineage and cultural expectations. Her character growth is a wonderful love story wrapped in responsibility. Eleanor initially looks to be an uncompromising enemy to Rachel. However, as the film goes, we see the complexities of her character revealed, her sacrifices, fears, and finally, her real desire for her son's happiness. Eleanor's relationship with Rachel progresses from tight tension to reluctant respect, ending in a moving moment of understanding and acceptance. Rachel's college friend, Peek Lin Go, provides a wonderful counterpoint to the high drama stakes. Peek Lin, played by Awkwafina, serves as both comedic relief and a stabilizing factor for Rachel. Her vibrant personality, eccentric charm, and undying dedication give Rachel with invaluable support. Peek Lin serves as the link between Rachel's life in New York and the overwhelming opulence of Singapore. Her character exemplifies the joy and significance of good friendship despite turbulent romance. We can't talk about Crazy Rich Asians without addressing Peek Lin's father, Go Wai Mun, played by Ken Jang. His lavish yet warm-hearted persona injects fun into the story, resulting in several unforgettable scenes that lighten the film's darker themes. Astrid Leon, Nick's cousin, who is played with grace by Gemma Chan, also deserves to be explored in depth. Astrid is the pinnacle of beauty and grace, yet her narrative shows personal suffering and sacrifices underneath her calm facade. Her journey of self-discovery and empowerment, particularly in dealing with her difficult marriage, lends the picture a multifaceted perspective on love and personal strength. Astrid's subtle but dramatic path from marital disappointment to self-realization is a compelling subplot that adds to the film's narrative tapestry. Finally, Eddie Chang, Nick's competitive cousin, who was formerly an opponent, has become a sympathetic character. Eddie personifies the demands and hazards of immense wealth, bringing another layer of complexity to the family relationships. His ambition and uncertainties represent the larger cultural demands and personal challenges that many people encounter in this opulent milieu. These individuals form a complex, dynamic ensemble that lifts Crazy Rich Asians beyond a typical romantic comedy. This film is a cherished standout in contemporary cinema due to each character's growth, interrelated storylines, and palpable interaction on screen. Through their personal adventures and encounters, we see not just a love story, but also a poignant study of identity, family, and the transformational power of love and acceptance. In today's review of Crazy Rich Asians, we'll look at one of the film's most impressive aspects, its ability to precisely blend tragic themes and humor, resulting in an experience that is both emotionally engaged and pleasantly enjoyable. First, let's discuss the comedy. From the start, Crazy Rich Asians has a vibrant, energetic tone. The writing is packed with snappy banter, sharp one-liners, and comedic relief that seems natural rather than forced. Peek Lin Go, performed by the always entertaining Awkwafina, stands out in this aspect. Her eccentric attitude and humorous asides provide some of the film's best moments, bringing a breath of fresh air anytime the tension begins to heat up. However, the picture goes beyond surface-level comedy. The comedy is masterfully woven into the film's core fabric, with situational comedy emphasizing the cultural and societal dichotomies confronting the protagonist, Rachel Chu. For example, Rachel's first encounter with Nick Young's extremely rich family is both embarrassing and hilarious. The film makes good use of these fish-out-of-water situations, providing Rachel a relatable entrance point for the audience while simultaneously mocking the opulence and idiosyncrasies of the ultra-rich. On the contrary, the tragic components keep the film grounded and comforting. Crazy Rich Asians is primarily a love tale, but it also explores themes of identity, tradition, and familial expectations. The conflict between Rachel and Nick's mother, Eleanor Young, is one of the film's primary emotional arcs. Eleanor, played excellently by Michelle Yeoh, is the strict, traditional matriarch who is dubious of Rachel and her role in the family. The film's profundity is most evident during these dramatic scenes. Rachel struggles with emotions of inadequacy caused by both socioeconomic disparities and cultural barriers. The mahjong scene between Rachel and Eleanor is very moving. It's full with unspoken tension and high emotional stakes, sending a profound message about sacrifice and self-respect. It's a scene that forgoes theatrics in favor of nuance and real emotion, lifting the story to a new level. The brilliance of Crazy Rich Asians rests in the smooth transitions between these tones. Instead of seeming like disconnected portions, the humor and drama complement one another, resulting in a well-rounded story. The laughing makes the tears much more profound, and vice versa. For example, Colin and Araminta's luxurious wedding is a comic spectacle, from the expensive, over-the-top decor to the guests' costly attire. However, it is also a highly emotional sequence in which Nick and Rachel confront their feelings and make decisions about their future. Even at its most tragic, the picture maintains a lighthearted atmosphere. This balance is attributed to Peter Corelli and Adele Lim's script, which was adapted from Kevin Kwan's best-selling novel. They managed to preserve an approachable and engaging tone while honoring the source material's subtle depths. And let us not overlook filmmaker John M. Chu's skill in bringing this narrative to life. His vision guarantees that humor and drama are treated equally, resulting in a picture that is both thought-provoking and enjoyable. The film's comedy and drama also help to further the characters' development and relationships. By contrasting lighthearted moments with strong emotional beats, we gain a better understanding of who these characters are. These shared experiences strengthen Nick and Rachel's relationship, giving it a richness that seems genuine and earned. The same is true for the minor characters, from Astrid Leong's silent battle with her marriage to Oliver T's cynical yet sympathetic support. Each character has opportunities to shine through both laughter and tears. In conclusion, the combination of emotional and comedic components in Crazy Rich Asians not only provides for a compelling plot, but it also keeps the audience committed in the characters and their adventures. It's a picture that expertly navigates the range of human emotions, delivering an experience that is both poignant and joyous. By combining these two elements, Crazy Rich Asians produces a story that is both amusing and deeply moving, leaving an impression long after the credits roll. Cultural impact and representation. Let's take a look at what makes Crazy Rich Asians such a pioneer in cultural portrayal, as well as its deep relevance in modern film. This stunning rom-com, released in 2018, was more than simply a box office success. It was a cultural phenomenon that broke down long-standing Hollywood limits. So why is that? For openers, Crazy Rich Asians was the first big Hollywood studio picture to include a largely Asian ensemble since the Joy Luck Club in 1993. That's a startling 25-year difference, people. Consider how an entire generation grew up without seeing Asian characters take the stage in a Hollywood movie. This film gave not just representation, but also joy. It stars Constance Wu as Rachel Chu and Henry Golding as Nick Young, and they aren't the traditional roles that Asian actors are commonly cast in. Rachel is neither a sidekick nor a martial artist. She's a bright economics professor. Nick isn't a cliché either. He's neither fighting dragons or stuck in an old geeky character. They are simply individuals, imperfect, complex, and extremely relatable, navigating love and societal expectations just like everyone else. To properly appreciate these character journeys and the breathtaking cinematography, get your copy of Crazy Rich Asians from Amazon. To obtain your copy now, go to amazon.2/3L22eyes. It's a must-see that will keep you enthralled from beginning to end. The film's location isn't your typical one-dimensional Chinatown or foreign scenery. It depicts Singapore in all its bright, variegated brilliance. We see magnificent residences, bustling hawker centers, and gorgeous landscapes. An honest representation that rings true. This is not about the mystical East. It is about today's cosmopolitan Asia. Culturally, it is a treasure trove. The video employs actual Asian symbols, customs, and values, ranging from respect for elders to the value of family, to show the world the rich tapestry that Asian cultures provide. Remember that legendary Mahong scene? It was more than simply a plot device. It was a cultural exposition, a masterful combination of narrative tension and cultural immersion. Aside from its visual and narrative successes, Crazy Rich Asians influenced Hollywood's knowledge of market dynamics. The film grossed over $238 million globally, demonstrating beyond question that diversity sells. It dispelled the misconception that films based on Asian stories couldn't attract a worldwide audience. Critics praised it, crowds adored it, and Hollywood took note. This victory rings even louder when we consider the film's influence on future romantic comedies. Crazy Rich Asians opens doors, sturdy doors, to more inclusive storytelling. Projects such as Always Be My Maybe and To All the Boys I've Loved Before followed suit, providing us with more diverse and inclusive romance stories. The transition prompted other studios to pursue diversity, not as a token gesture, but as an essential component of their narrative approach. Furthermore, the film empowered not just Asian Americans, but also people from all throughout the Asian diaspora. It addressed their experiences, struggles, dreams, and love tales. It was like putting up a mirror to reflect their beauty and complexity, something many had hoped for but rarely witnessed on TV. In conclusion, Crazy Rich Asians is far more than a romantic comedy. It is a cultural artifact, a huge step toward diversity in an industry that has long been criticized for its lack of representation. It has paved the way for various tales to thrive, enriching the cinematic environment, making it more real and inclusive. As a result, it will always have a particular place, not just in our hearts, but also in Hollywood history. Remember, my dear listeners, that representation matters. Stories like Crazy Rich Asians highlight the power and significance of seeing oneself mirrored in art and culture. We should be happy because it encourages filmmakers to investigate the breadth and depth of human experience. So, let us conclude our deep dive into the brilliant world of Crazy Rich Asians. We've followed its intriguing storyline, come to know its dynamic characters, marveled at its perfect combination of drama and humor, and admired its pioneering cultural influence. Now it's time to bring it all together and provide my personal opinions on why this film is a must-see for all romance fans and beyond. Crazy Rich Asians is much more than a romantic comedy. It's a lavish celebration of love, identity, and tradition. At its core, the plot concentrates upon Rachel Chu and Nick Young's friendship, laying the groundwork for a narrative that is both sincere and richly entertaining. The plot's creative structure, with its captivating twists and poignant moments, holds viewers' attention from beginning to end. The film handles the difficult terrain of familial expectations and personal goals with elegance and humor, keeping us pulling for Rachel and Nick until the very end. The characters in Crazy Rich Asians are a primary driving reason behind its popularity. Rachel, played with warmth and determination by Constance Wu, is a likable protagonist who navigates Nick's lavish chaos with admirable calm. Nick, played by Henry Golding, is similarly compelling, charming, and fragile, caught between his feelings for Rachel and his commitments to his family. Their chemistry is evident, serving as both the story's love anchor and a mirror to broader issues of self-worth and cultural acceptance. And don't forget the bright, scene-stealing supporting ensemble, which includes the wonderful Astrid and the riotously adorable Peek Lin, who give layers of richness and comedy to the film. One of Crazy Rich Asians' greatest qualities is its combination of emotional weight and fun. The picture expertly transitions from emotionally ripping moments and laugh-out-loud passages, resulting in a perfect combination that enhances the viewer's experience. The comedy provides levity to the picture, keeping it from being overtly tragic, yet the dramatic portions are impactful enough to give the story structure and depth. This paradox enhances the plot and makes it extremely unforgettable. Culturally, the film has left an unforgettable impression. It broke down barriers in Hollywood by featuring an all-Asian cast in a genre where diversity was severely underrepresented. By bringing to life the rich fabric of Asian culture, customs, and modern challenges, Crazy Rich Asians paved the road for greater representation and opened the door to future stories delivered from varied viewpoints. It demonstrates the reality that love and family relationships are universal topics that transcend cultural borders. Personally, Crazy Rich Asians has a particular place in my heart because of its unique approach to narrative. It provides a sparkling look into a world that is both opulent and accessible. The picture hits the perfect mix between escapism and sincerity, making it an excellent choice for anybody looking for a romantic comedy that is both stunning and poignant. To summarize, Crazy Rich Asians is more than simply a film. It is a cultural phenomenon that has transformed the romance genre. Its captivating tale, intriguing characters, and cultural relevance distinguish it as a great work of film. If you haven't tried this gem yet, I strongly suggest it. Trust me, it is a voyage you will not regret. This concludes today's review of Crazy Rich Asians. Stay tuned for more fascinating deep dives into the realm of romantic entertainment right here on Romance Ever After. Thank you for watching this episode of Romance Ever After. I hope you liked our journey inside the vivid and joyful world of Crazy Rich Asians. I'm Roger Heilig, and it has been a joy to share this modern romantic classic with you. In our next episode, we'll look at the ageless romance of Pride and Prejudice, including both the renowned novel and its beautiful cinematic adaptations. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Please remember to subscribe to Romance Ever After on your preferred podcast platform and leave a review if you enjoyed today's episode. Your input allows us to provide you the finest in romantic entertainment. Until the next time, keep dreaming and loving. To properly appreciate these character journeys and the breathtaking cinematography, get your copy of Crazy Rich Asians from Amazon. To obtain your copy now, go to amazon.to/3L22eyes. It's a must-see that will keep you enthralled from beginning to end.